I want to talk about what our kids actually inherit from us. And it's not the house, not the money, not all the tangible things we exhaust ourselves day in and out trying to leave behind for them. I'm talking about the quiet transmission happening every single day right under your nose while we're trying to make it through to the weekend, right? You guys know how that feels. By the time this video ends, what I want you to sit with is a few questions that may change a little bit of your mindset. Not what do I want to leave behind for my kids physically, but what am I actually instilling in them? They sound similar, but they belong to two complete different worlds. Hi, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Tasneem Nomani. I am a parenting coach, and I hope you bring back that calm, that peace into your relationship with your kids again. So, today we're talking about inheritance that we didn't write, okay, and how that is being passed down generation after generation. Every family hands down two inheritances. One for them, one of them that we actually plan for. We work for it, we save for it, write it down in documents, make a will, and we sign it, right? But the other one that we never write and we never choose it and we never get to read it back, that second inheritance is made of the ordinary daily reality of who we are. It is our temperament and how our body shifts when things go wrong, our values, our beliefs that we instill to our children. What we believe about money, what do we believe about our self worth, about whether we're allowed to take up space in a room. It is our reactions, the raw reflex that spills out before our mind even has time to fix it. That's what we're talking about self mastery, emotional intelligence. Okay? It took me years of mothering. My kids are now older. I have a teenager and an adult child now. I don't know, they're always our babies, right? But um, it takes years of learning and unlearning and adapting, and every stage of life is different, right? So our children don't learn who to be from just our advice or giving them lectures. They learn it by watching who we are when we thought the lesson wasn't happening. Okay? They see us, they mirror us. And we spend so much energy preparing the big talks. Okay, you have to be explaining something or making him understand something. So you plan how you're going to talk to him. We rehearse it in the car and in front of the mirror, maybe even write down points of what we're going to say. And we wait for the right moment to talk about that topic. And what happens is that conversation or that lecture almost never lands. Okay, because these values aren't passed down in moments like we prepare for, but they're caught in the unguarded ones. They watch us when we failed at something, but then got up, persisted, and kept at it, or the moment someone spoke to you disrespectfully and your children watched if you just shrank and didn't say anything, or you made it a point to have a conversation with that person or mend it. Um, Maybe when there's a moment that you were wrong and you were obviously wrong, but that you have that integrity to go up to that person and, admit your mistakes. So in those moments, you weren't teaching any of those moments, you were embodying those moments. Okay? And that is why this this work is so deep. Okay? If you know all of this and you understand it to be true, because you're also living this. You're carrying pieces of the people who raised you. Okay, you understand that your parenting is handed down like generation after generation, right? So some of those parts of those pieces that has been passed down to you, you're grateful for, and that quiet steadiness that kicks in when things get hard, you know exactly where you got that, right? But some of it, you're still trying to put down. You're still trying to leave behind, even 30, 40 years later. And I'm sure you can pinpoint those particular attitudes, those particular values, those beliefs, those stories that you've been carrying on from your childhood. So nobody gave you a lecture on those things, but you just absorbed them by being near someone who is living it in front of you, right? So that's the nature of it. Okay. So a child cannot inherit what the mother has not built. It's not, it's just that you can't hand over something you don't actually implement yourself, right? So you can't teach calmness from a state of continuous stress and panic. You can't give them this ability to sit with discomfort if discomfort is the thing you spend your whole life trying to run away from. And you can't show them how to be patient and calm when it's hard for you to be patient and calm and you lose it when things go a little haywire. So they don't absorb the lesson, they absorb the human delivering it. Okay? So, what do we actually want to instill? If our kids are going to inherit who we are anyway, what do we actually want to build in them? That's the question, right? When you ask most mothers what they want for their kids, we say the same things, right? We want them to be happy, we want them to be confident, kind, successful. But there's nothing wrong with those things, right? It's absolutely fine. They're just not things that you can instill in them. You can't build happiness. Happiness is like weather, right? It comes and goes. You can't always be happy, and you can expect your life to always be up and cheerful and joyful all the time. That's not normal, right? So they have to understand that there will be downfalls. So here are the six capacities that can actually be built. This is what I want to outline for you guys here in this video. What I focus on in my own home and with the mothers I coach. Okay, so the first one is self command. Can they act against their own impulse when feelings get loud or out of control? Distress tolerance. Can they sit in an uncomfortable feeling long enough to get to the other side without falling apart? Moral courage. Can they do the right thing when it costs them socially? Judgment. Can they weigh a situation instead of just reacting to it? Fifth is repair. Not like forcing an apology, but, owning it and actually trying to mend it. Okay, apologizing, not just for the sake of apologizing, but really making it a point to actually go back and mend the relationship. Contribution. Do they understand that they owe something to the world, not just that the world owes them? I think this is huge and something that we really need to help them understand. So let's look at this list again and notice the quiet truth in it. So every single one of those is caught and passed down by watching us as mothers live it. Okay? They learn self command by watching how we handle our own exhaustion at the end of a long day. They learn distress tolerance by seeing if you can stay present in a hard conversation. They learn repair when you walk into a room, sit down, and say, I was wrong. I apologize. I'm going to fix it. So you don't teach these words. You don't teach it with words. You have to demonstrate it, right? Mostly imperfectly, but over years and years. And they watch us over years and years. So I know how this sounds if you're tired and it sounds like the bar just got raised when it was already too high. So let me give you the other side of this, okay? Because this is the part that changed everything for me. They do not need a mother who is perfect. They need someone who repairs. A child who only ever sees the, the unbroken calm learns nothing about what to do when their own calm runs out, right? So they watch you when you get frustrated. How do you handle that situation? That you can fall short of who you want to be, but still return to those dreams. So that isn't damage control, that is the lesson, okay? Some of the most important things your children will ever inherit from you can be handed over after you've gotten it wrong, right? So for a long time, I thought being a mother meant like pouring myself out endlessly and ticking all the boxes, and I felt that that was the process of love. Okay, but I don't believe that anymore because the real work of motherhood isn't to erase herself, it is to become quietly, unglamorously, mostly unwitnessed. Because a woman who is at peace inside herself doesn't have to like force patience, right? It just flows out of her naturally. So this is what I want to practice. Try one small thing. Don't try to change how you talk to your kids like in a day. It won't happen, right? Just notice one moment where you abandon yourself to keep someone else comfortable. Where you say yes with your mouth, but everything in your chest and your body feels like a no. You don't even have to fix it yet. Just see it, observe it. This is the self awareness part. Because that moment of quiet self betrayal, that's what they're absorbing. This is the quiet inheritance. It isn't passed down through what you preach, it's woven into your presence, your breath, and the atmosphere you carry into every room. And will still be moving through your family long after the house is sold and forgotten and everyone is gone. But if you want to leave something that actually lasts, work on your inner world first. And if you're sitting there right now feeling like you're stuck in these old patterns and you just want to talk it through with someone, I keep a few spots every week for a free 15 minutes clarity call. There's no pressure, there's no pitch, just a quiet moment, mom, to look at where you're feeling stuck and to help you find a steady way forward. Okay? If you're interested in that, the link, I'm going to leave it right below if you want to grab a time with me. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.